They tell me you're a man with true grit.
What do you want, girl? Speak up at supper time.
Milo and Logan Veloz, and we are excited as ever. Hey, I'm your host, Shane Davis, former IMCA Modified National Champion, and my co-host, Pat Moore.
Great to be here, buddy.
Man, I'm looking forward to it. Check out our website at www.donerighttv for all the racing stuff. And, we had Friday night Davenport Speedway, Pat. Another rain out. What was that all about?
Well, you know what? It's cold, rain. That seems to be kind of the par for the course here of late. Although I think they got Saturday's race in at West Liberty, didn't they?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it was ice cold. I got there, it was 48 degrees. We had 74 cars in the pit area, and they put on a good show. The grandstands had a lot more people than I thought they'd have, but the good news was the wind was blowing at the back of the grandstands, so the people were pretty comfortable. But up where I'm at, man, it was ice cold. And I'm ready for warm weather.
Yeah, but you know what? I heard that the warm, velvety voice of the track announcer made everybody feel a little bit better. That, along with the fact that it was the first race of the year around here, was I give those guys props for getting it in. It would have been the easy thing to do to throw in the towel like everybody else did, but it was nice to get at least one race under our belt.
Yeah, and hey, we're going to give you some quick results here. You know, in the open wheel modified class, McGuire DeYoung, brand new guy, come out of Sport Mods, run the brand new car in modified, and he put it on him. He picked up the win. Brandon Schmidt from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, come home second. Hometown favorite Kurt Kyle from Nichols, Iowa, was third. Dan Rodell, another guy from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, rolled home fourth. And Ray Cox Jr. came home fifth. And I'll tell you what, he announced on Facebook today, after 44 years, he's throwing in the towel.
Can you believe that?
No, you just got fifth.
Yeah, I mean,
come on.
Yeah, but I give him props.
Yeah.
I give him props.
Right.
I haven't had the moxie to be able to do that yet.
Yeah.
Obviously. I'm wandering off in whole new directions. So.
You'll know, Pat. You'll know when the time's here. Hey, in stock cars, it was Dustin Viss driving a Spa car. Ended up picking up the win. Johnny Spa, who's been unbeatable up there at West Liberty, he ended up rolling home second. Mike Hiddlebaugh third. Matt Pickray from West Liberty fourth. Tom Cannon fifth. And Cannon from West Branch, Iowa. Sport Mod, Logan Anderson, that number 53 Herbie Lovebuck machine. He ended up picking up the win. Nick Opperly rolled home second. Michael Bear from Lone Tree was third. East Moline's Randy Farrell, nice run, come home fourth place. And Levi Heath from Wilton, Iowa, came home fifth. Hobby stock division, we had Ryan Havel picking up the win. The Buffalo Bandit, Randy Lamar.
That's right.
He ended up rolling home second. David Crimmins, he had never run a half mile before. He's a regular up there at Dubuque. Made the trip over to West Liberty, came home third place. Cody Staley fourth, and James Pilkington fifth. And then in the Sport Compacts, it was Alex Hayes picking up the win. Michael Lundeen from Rock Island, Illinois, rolled home second. Trent Labarge from Davenport third. Colton Stewart fourth. He was from Benton, Iowa. And Ashton Blaine fifth. And we got to introduce our guest, Milo Veloz. Man, you've been around this racing game a long time. Pleasure to have you on the show.
Pleasure to have me, Shane.
Yeah. And what
Nice
about Logan, too, huh?
Pleasure to be here.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Great to meet you. Milo, let's roll back the clock. We're going to go back to the days when you were running street stock, you were running, with the Pershey family, and you guys had, a dominant machine and won a lot of races. And one of the tracks I miss, Old Bluegrass. Didn't you love that track?
Oh, yeah, I loved it. Green light on and Vern's still out there on his tractor. What more could you love with that, you know what I mean? But yeah, come a long way from the street stock days, Shane, to be honest with you, and had a great time doing it. Pershey helped me out a lot, and had a lot of people behind me and stuff back then.
Back then. And you ended up moving into the open wheel modified, and I'll tell you, it was a natural transition, Milo. You had a lot of success, and you ran a Pierce car for a lot of years. Won a lot of races in that Bob Pierce car, but out of all the cars you ran, what was your favorite?
I'd have to say the Skyrocket.
Skyrocket.
Yep, that was probably one of my best cars. I mean, Kelly was great to work with, and it just fit my driving style so much. I mean, it just great. I could get in it and just just felt great.
It just fit you.
It just fit me, you know.
Nice.
I've had Shawls and GRT, and you know, the Rage. I really haven't gave it much experience yet on it because you know I don't race that much anymore. But Skyrocket right now is definitely my favorite.
Very cool.
Now, Wilk, let's put up picture number 7 there. 7 and 8, we got pictures of the Skyrocket car. And, man, it was one of my favorites. And, you know, we talked a little while ago. You won the most features. What season in that Skyrocket?
2012.
2012. Now, how many features did
We
you
won
win?
30 features.
Now, my
Holy
God.
cow. That's amazing.
That's amazing. People drive their entire career and they never win 30 features, and
Right.
some people don't ever win a feature.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't fair that you got 30 in 1 year.
Yeah, it is not fair. I mean, I've been blessed with that, you know, and you know when it's your time to win, it's your time to win. You know, it's like everything fell in place. Like we talked earlier, you might have a flat tire at the finish line, or, you know, or motor overheating and stuff like that. But I had a great crew. I mean, that's all we did was couldn't wait for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't. Logan was real little, and so I really didn't have anything to worry about. It was race. I mean, now, you know, it's like I got to get him on the track, and my time's coming to an end, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was
Logan,
great.
tell me about, you do something besides racing, man. You like getting out there and running. My son was a runner, and that's pretty awesome that you do what you do. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it was great. I didn't really enjoy running at all, and then my dad got me into it, you know, talking about the days back in high school where he would go out and run and just win and just how it felt and just had to do it. So I tried it, pretty good at the start, and then I just set my mind to it, and now I'm one of the top guys in the state in 2 events. So
That's fantastic.
And what school do you go to, Logan?
United Township High
Oh,
School.
man, my wife's going to love that.
Yeah.
Graduated, you know, UT.
Yeah,
You're actually ranked in the state.
yeah,
Where
I
you're ranked right
am.
now?
I think I'm ranked like 4th in the 800, and I'm close to top 10 in the 400.
Very impressive.
Yeah, and
That's
I'm
very impressive.
2 seconds off both records at UT. The 400 record is like 60 or 70 years old.
Wow.
So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is absolutely amazing.
Pretty amazing.
yeah.
So, hey, let's talk a little bit about you guys going to Vegas.
Yeah.
You know, they say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah.
Tell me about Milo. What led up to you guys going to Vegas, and how did that happen?
Independence, really. It's where it started.
Well, they said something about going to Vegas. Now, you know, I kind of blew it off. I mean, that's a long way,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
and it's a half mile. I ain't
big
got no
half.
experience on
Never
a
been
half
there.
mile, you know, and I haven't ever raced there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know, I don't know. And then they just kept saying. So finally, I just said, all right, fine. He's like, I don't want a graduation party, Dad. I don't want no presents. I just want to go to Vegas and run for that week.
Man.
I'm like, all right. So then they got the Venmo thing all into it, and all his aunts and uncles, they were sending the money for the Vegas trip, and you know they're gonna give him cards anyways. Like, no card, just send me the money for my graduation stuff. And so we all planned it, and I think 8 of us went up there.
Yeah.
We took the RV up there, and we drove. We left on a Friday night. We got there on Sunday.
Okay.
And we practiced on Monday.
And then how many days were you there, Milo?
We were there from
Sunday
Monday to Saturday. We
Really?
left Saturday morning right before the big show.
Oh, my God.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
How do you like that?
That's amazing. So tell us about the race. So you're there Monday through Saturday.
Yeah.
How did the race go?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
We practiced Monday, never run a half mile, so I was kind of nervous getting out there, but they threw all the mods and sport mods together. It's kind of nerve-wracking in the first couple laps, you know. I mean, you're moving, you're going really fast, like
Yeah.
especially being around bull rinks and stuff like that. So took some getting used to, but luckily, when I started back in go-karts, it taught you to keep your speed, don't scrub. So
Right.
the half mile kind of just fell in line together, and I got 3 practice sessions in, and I said, car's fast, I'm running with the A-mod guys, I think we're good.
Very
Good.
cool. Very cool. And that's a big legitimate half mile. Not
Yeah.
a lot of bank, but it's
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good size.
Oh yeah, and especially the dirt. Like we're used to racing the good dirt around here. That was like sand, so it was like really hard to get that concept down. Because especially we like to throw the cars in now. You
Right.
can't throw it in there. You got to drive it hard on the right front like go karts. So that really helped me there.
It's one of the things that I think a lot of people that don't travel take for granted, the fact that we run on such good dirt here in the Midwest, and when you run places like Florida or California
Yeah.
or Vegas or down in the East where the dirt is completely different. I've run Vegas and I know how sandy it is.
Yeah.
And rocky and sandy, and it can be really tricky, kind of
Yeah.
slimy and gritty and kind of hard to get hold of. So the fact that you're able to transition from
Yeah.
running here on a regular basis to running out there and see success, that's amazing. It's pretty
yeah.
cool.
Well, he
Well,
tw-
let's pop that picture number 4 up there and talk a little bit to Logan. We're going to switch gears a little bit. about back in the go-kart days. When did you start go-kart racing, and how did you get into go-karts?
I was like 5, 6, and I started on asphalt. You start racing on asphalt.
And that was where?
Kart 61, Makokata.
Okay,
Nice.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mountain Joy.
Yeah, Mountain Joy. We liked that. Wasn't really fast at the start. You know, so watching them, I tried throwing in the corner. So I started learning that. Then I went to Mountain Joy. I was in a kid cart, and he decided to put me in a Junior 1 class in my kid cart. So I couldn't let off. So I had to learn how to drive all the corners on full throttle only. And I would go out there and win the kid cart, go back out there and win the Junior 1 class in a kid cart, which really they shouldn't be done.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, and up there at Mount Joy, you know, that was a racetrack that, you know, my brother's son raced at, that my little niece raced at. And I'll tell you what, great place to start. It's gone now, but we had a lot of fun up there.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing was, we took him to Mountain Joy on Friday night, so that cut into my racing. So,
Right.
you know, whatever. And then Saturday nights, he wanted to go to 61, so that cut
course.
into my racing
Cut
too.
into Milo's
so,
racing, yeah.
well, you know, when he first took out an asphalt deal, he was throwing the car in the corner because right across from my house, my grandma lives there.
Yeah.
And we got a little field in the back, and we would race. I'd be on a 4-wheeler, he'd be in a little cage cart with a helmet on. You know, so we'd be
Yeah.
baiting and banging in the field. Well, he was trying to race that on asphalt, and you can't scrub speed.
Can't do it.
So I said, you can't. You got to. The tire's what sticks you. You know what I mean? So we raced that for a year and a half or so, and
Went to
we
dirt.
liked it. And then we went to East Moline one night in that asphalt cart, you know, straight up and down cart, because we didn't know anything better.
Yeah.
And he liked it. He's like, oh, I like this better, Dad. So then I went out and bought him a Triton go-kart from Waller Racing. It's out in
Okay.
Iowa.
Yeah.
And
Went on
we
tear.
raced Delaware.
We were on tears, yeah.
We went on Delaware and won a lot of races. We went to Shrimrick, we went to Delaware, we went to a couple other places.
Yeah, when we got that new cart and started to dirt, I don't think I was out of the top 5. I was a track champion, I think the first or second year in dirt. I was racing at Delaware, and we had a cart that he was winning everything, like winning big shows, big money races, and I went out there and he wasn't even nothing. Like, he pulled in and telling his dad the cart wouldn't run and stuff like that. So it was fun to see that from the trailer, seeing them two argue like that, but stuff that happens when you're at a dirt track.
So, Logan, what kind of motor do you have on that cart?
In the go-kart, it was a Waller motor as well.
Very cool.
Wow.
It was a Briggs & Stratton, I think, is what it was
Yeah.
called back then.
Yep.
Waller, it was in-house. Waller built the motor, built the chassis, and everything. I'd take him out of school on a Friday and go down there and get skilled out and stuff. And, you know, he only weighed, what, 25, 30 pounds.
Yeah, I was
And
light.
all these
Like
little
that.
weights
Yeah.
around the seat. I mean, he was only
Yeah.
this big, you know.
Yeah,
What do you weigh now, Logan?
I bulked up for this season, so I'm about 130.
Bulked up.
Well, we got
Man,
his,
that's awesome.
When I had to put 100 and almost 200 pounds of lead on his car when he was 12. When
Yeah.
I raced at the USRA when we went
Okay.
out to West Union.
Yeah.
That's the only place would let him race at 12 years old.
Okay.
Was USRA. I had to pay almost 200 pounds of lead on it.
Holy cow.
Jeez. How do you like that?
Holy cow.
So now that they got that kids class, you know,
Kid
for the
mods?
young kids, now how old do you have to be in that, Milo?
Like,
you
was
know?
it
I think it's like 8 or 9 or 10.
yeah, it's really young. Yeah.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
was set up for Bobby Pierce, is who designed that.
Okay. And
Pierce.
what are they running for motors in those things?
4 cylinders or something
Like
like
little
that.
4-cylinders, aren't they?
Yes,
Yes.
they're
Yeah.
4 cylinders.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And they're going to be running them up at East Moline this year.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
And they're going to be running them down at Peoria. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Honestly,
you
it-
get a new group of people coming into
Absolutely.
racing.
Yes.
And that is going to be a lot of fun to watch up there.
It is.
They
It's
had
gonna-
them a couple of times last
Yeah,
year.
Yeah.
it's gonna definitely bring a lot more kids to the sport. We can start like normally you can't. It's hard to afford it when you jump in this class and then you get discouraged. So starting against kids your own age that young, it's probably a little more not as expensive as these things are at the moment.
Yeah.
But so it'd be a lot more motivating to start with your people and run against your own age, so you don't just get thrown in with veterans.
Wow.
Very nice.
That's going to be cool.
Very nice.
So, Milo, you know that Skyrocket car, we're talking about that, but man, you were the king of the Ronnie Whedon Memorials.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you won how many of those things?
I won 6 of them.
Yeah.
Six.
And that had to
That
be
is
special.
absolutely amazing.
I mean, Ronnie was a legend all
Yeah.
that's there. You know, and the
Absolutely.
guy had over, I think he ended up with, I don't know, 508 feature wins, something like that. But, you know, he was a guy that had a heart of gold. He was always willing to
Yes.
help anybody out and give direction to anybody that needed it. And we kind of
Oh,
joked. Jeff Morris built his first race car out in the driveway of Ronnie Whedon. He said, the snow's blowing, it's just freezing cold out there. He had an old stick welder he's putting this thing together with. It was a used car. And he'd come inside, get warm a little bit, and drink a pop. And Ronnie said, "Hey, that thing ain't going to build itself. Get back out in the driveway."
That's how Ronnie was. He helped me out a lot in the street stocks, with racing with Percy. Him and
Right.
Percy were great friends.
Great
and I remember
friends.
bending my tail one night at Hawkeye at Raceway, and Ronnie came over with this Porta Power and, come to Ron's garage, and 2 hours later, we're racing it. He said, "Now don't do it again."
That had to make winning the very first one even more special.
Yeah, absolutely it was. And it was at Hawkeye, and I didn't even know I was going to get that trophy. You know what I mean? I was just wanting for the race. I passed John Bull for the lead. So I'm like, hey, I passed John Bull, and then they brought this big trophy down to me. I'm like, wow, that's bad.
Yeah, that's a big trophy.
That's a big
And
trophy.
it's-
So then
and
it was
it's
just like
absolutely beautiful.
every year I won it was an even year. Like
Yeah.
I wanted
how's
it
that
in 12,
happen?
14,
Right.
16. I think I won it in 8.
How did that happen?
have
I mean, did
no
you do it
idea.
that way? Said, "Hey, I'm going to take a year off, let somebody else win."
I honestly think so, Shane. I don't know where. I think
Share
I did
the
miss
wealth.
one.
I like
I think
that.
I did miss one. I was leading one, and then I got taken out by a lap car, and that would have been number 7. And I think
Yeah.
there was only like 11 of them at that time, so
Yeah.
I won over half of them.
Yeah.
And then the other one that really got me was I finally got my Gary Reinhart Memorial. I did win that
Right.
one. I
My
won that one
God.
too. That one was a tough one to get, and I ended up winning that one too. So
Yeah, I'm happy for you on that too. Gary Reinhart, he and I grew up together as kids, and
Yeah.
my mother worked for the Hawkeye Race News. She was a reporter, and Gary's mom, Charlotte Reinhart, was a reporter. And Mom did it because it got all his kids into the races for free.
Right.
She had a press pass. Dad's out there racing, and she got all the kids in for free. And growing up around Gary, he was a great guy. He was another one of them guys. He'd give you, the shirt off his back if you needed it. And so, when the good Lord called him home at the racetrack, it's special to me when people like you win a special race like that.
Absolutely.
Because I know it means something to you.
It does.
If somebody rolls in from out of town, they didn't know Gary, and so,
Right.
we got to protect the home turf, and you did that.
Yeah, and actually that's funny because it was Eric Bruce who I passed, which is from Peoria.
Right.
So he wasn't going to beat me at the home track on that night,
That's right. So you talk about that. So going from IMCA to UMP, what was the big difference for you? Did you have to adapt your driving? There were different tires. What were all the differences?
Well, the thing different was really hard was the tires.
Okay.
Because, when you run UMP, the tires are softer and a lot taller.
Okay.
So they're a little bit more forgiving.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We go back to these little plastic tires that we call them now. They're just
Hockey
tougher.
pucks.
The hockey pucks are tougher to race on. That's why some of the UMP guys that come down here, they struggle a little bit. You know what I
Really
mean?
struggle. So now the tires that were run back then, were they run the Hoosier chain links?
Yeah, Hoosier
Okay.
chain links when they had A, D, and H's. So
Right.
you had 3 compounds you
Nice
could choose
choice,
from.
yeah.
No, we got one.
Yeah.
Make it work. You know what I mean? So that was a little bit easier. And then the qualifying, if you ran a good qualifying lap, you got benefited by you get started on the front row of the heat race if you got fast time. You win the heat, you're on the front row of the feature if you're in the first heat. So it was kind of a little easier at times because you just had to make sure you just had a good laps. You know? Now you start 12th if you're the point leader.
Yeah.
Right.
But you also get better.
Yeah.
Chunk come from the back.
Yeah.
So Logan, you ran over Davenport Speedway last year, and I'll tell you one thing about over there. We talked about it. Opening night, COVID, we had 165 cars. We had 185 night number 2. But we have such a stout field. I mean, there's nights I look out there and I'll see 3 former national champions out there,
Yeah.
running with you. And you look at the level of competition out there, and yet you're not intimidated by any of that stuff. Did growing up, under your dad, did that kind of help you out a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you go to East Moline, he's known as probably one of the best there. So always just having that mentality of just it don't matter who's out there, you race your own race.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do, and if it's your time to prove it, it's your time to prove it.
Yeah. One thing I always liked about watching you drive, Milo, is you were very aggressive. And when I was a driver, I was very aggressive. And man, there was nights down the pits that, we go down to Peoria Speedway, and, they didn't like the guys from out of town coming
Yeah.
in and taking their money.
Right.
And so, I sit up there, I've announced a lot of the races you've ran in. And I thought, man, they either hate Milo or they love
Yes.
Milo. But
I'm-
you got fans at both ends
Yeah.
of the spectrum.
But like
Right.
I'm,
and it's
I'm
the
very
funny thing that
different.
you say that, Shane, because when I went to Peoria my first time, I won the first
Yeah.
night.
Okay.
my modified. The next night I went down, but next week I went back there, I got dumped twice.
Yeah.
Because they didn't like me.
Yeah,
Funny
you
how
thought that was an
Funny how that
accident.
happened, you know what I'm saying? So, and I grew up around the era though, Randy Wages.
Right.
You know, Jim Sandusky. I mean,
Right.
you had to
Rick
kind of
Wages.
Rick Wages. You had to be kind of aggressive. I mean,
You
because they were
had to be,
aggressive.
'cause
You
they
could get
were
run
aggressive.
over.
That's right.
Yeah.
They didn't care. They washed your quarter panel up. Now
Right.
people are like, oh, you hit my quarter panel. Well, we're racing. We're not on the
racing,
freeway.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, I mean, I'm sure some things I've done wasn't right. I fully admit it, but I
Who
mean,
cares? You
I
know,
want to put a show on. They come here to watch a race.
And
That's
you
what
put
we're gonna
on
do.
a show, Milo.
Yep.
That's what
you
we're gonna
really
do.
did.
It's funny because I'm a very different driver. I'm very
Yeah,
very
what
passive
happened?
aggressive. No, I
No,
just
you bring it home alive though, Logan. That's
Yes.
one thing I like.
just in go-karts, you just rubbed and you pushed and you found every little inch you can get. There is no smashing in go-karts because they were so small, you can just jump over the tire easily. So you always had to find a way to get around them, like strategically, like when they messed up or just rub them up a little bit. So I take that into consideration when I race now. And he gets on me a little bit about it. He's like, you need to get a little in there a little harder. Come on, you were there. But I'm still at the stage of I'm passive aggressive. I want to rub you, I want to get up on you, but I'm not going to hit you to pass you.
Nice.
I'm not going to drive over somebody.
I respect that.
What I like about you, Logan, is, I watch drivers out there that, they pull up on somebody and they follow them for 5 laps. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
dude, this ain't a,
No.
100-lap race.
Oh, no.
I mean, you got to make a move, and you're searching and looking for a piece of the
Yep.
racetrack. It's got a little better bite.
Yep.
And you can't pass somebody following
Nope.
their own tracks. You got to get up,
Yep.
get below, or whatever.
Yep.
And you're always moving around on the
Yeah.
racetrack.
There was a night at Davenport where it was fault leader on the bottom.
Yep.
And I was running like second or third, and I kept eyeing the outside. Kept eyeing it. Finally decided to go out there.
Yeah.
And lost 3 spots. But I worked it in and come back and got them 3 spots back and was going towards the front, ran out of laps. I got back and he was yelling at me because I moved off the bottom and the father-dad thing. But what he didn't notice is that when I fell back, I got faster because I started figuring the top out. I rolled it in because I was like, I got third on the bottom 1-lane racetrack. You ain't going to pass. And all it takes is just for the front person in front of you to turn sideways at Davenport on the bottom and you wide the whole field up.
Yeah.
So if I move to the outside and there's no one up there, they wide the bottom up. I get a free chance to go around them.
Right.
So even if it's not the top, I'll roll the middle. I just don't like to follow people.
Okay.
I don't like that at all.
Kelly, have you got a shot of all those trophies starting down there and walked around the building? Milo, that big red one down there, what is that for?
That's
Oh,
the
wow.
Rock Island Fair. Or,
That was Rock Island County Fair.
Yep.
How many of those fair races did you win?
4.
I loved going to the fair race because,
Absolutely.
man, they would pack them stands for those fair races.
They were.
Yeah, and that was one of the 4 you won
Yep,
up there.
that's the one I
Beautiful
passed
trophy.
Kenny Wallace.
Kenny Wallace, how do you like that? Number 36.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to make you feel real good. You said after the races, Kenny come down, wanted to get a picture.
Yep, got a picture of him and his wife and stuff. It was great.
Yeah, that's, and all those great memories, man, you can't buy stuff
No,
like that.
you
You can't make it up.
Nope.
I mean, that's the way to go. So what else do we have up there as we work our way? What would you consider some more of your big wins?
Probably
The
Hawkeye
Eagle
Dirt
up there, there's a Hawkeye Dirt Tour.
Oh, yeah,
I won that
okay.
at Tipton. I started 12th at Tipton,
Okay,
and I passed Ryan Dolan.
all right.
So
And he was probably
More off
driving
the
that yellow
edge.
7 car. at the
yellow
time.
7 car.
Man,
and
he
actually,
was
what
hard to
happened was,
beat.
he went off the edge.
he went off the edge a little bit. Thank God.
Yeah. Hey, you know what?
Winter
It
time.
happens.
Yep.
Good. And then right next to it, the one with the little helmet on it.
Oh,
what was
that's
that,
my
Milo?
Summer Nationals. UP Summer Nationals. I won one at LaSalle Speedway.
Okay. How did you like it down there at LaSalle?
I love LaSalle.
I
Yeah.
liked it. Yeah, I
The,
did too.
the Izzo guys are awesome. The track is great. I mean, they treat you nice. I mean, a really great racing. I really miss that racetrack.
Kind of
Yeah.
a shame that thing's just sitting there right now.
Without
Yeah.
doubt.
Now the Izzo family still own it.
Yes.
It's just sitting.
Just saying. I see Tony because I think he promotes a couple of them races at the Davenport and stuff
That's
like
right.
that. He'll come up to me and I
Mars
said, "Man, you
series.
got to open up that LaSalle again, buddy. I don't care if it's race IMC either. I'll go there on the Saturday.
Oh, I would go there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
really
with
miss
its
that.
proximity to Chicago, there's a lot of people that drawn in running
yeah.
sprint cars, especially. That really is a market that they can market to the Chicagoland area and get a lot of people that come from that area to run.
Right.
While we have a moment, I want to make sure that we mention to please like and share. If you're watching, and thank you for watching, please make sure that you like and share. If you're watching on either Facebook or on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, please smash the like button so that you get auto updates. Either one, please make sure that you share it. It helps the show. It helps us all out. Also, we are I finally am live, So feel free to comment on the show, and we'll read the comments aloud.
We got any comments you want to talk about right now, Pat?
We got a bunch of people watching. I just pulled it up here.
All right.
Kevin Crow says, get a picture of the car and he'll post it.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. So, Logan, you had a special reason you were down there racing down in Vegas.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, what that money was that you were raising and what it was going to help fund and what that was all about. I think it was, what do you call that, Jordan's Joy?
Jordan's Joy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I'm not really sure what the cancer is called. It's kind of rare cancer, but
Okay.
it's just to help cancer people in need, really. They're local from our area in Kelowna here, and they raise money to get that person a service dog. And it just means a lot come from our hometown, and to go out there and represent them at Vegas and win the wrap of the race down there, especially from our home little town here in Kelowna. So it's really cool.
Good.
And actually, when we were in the contest, it was $1,000 to win, and it all went to the proceeds to them. We got
wow.
we got none of
$1,000.
we got none of the money for that. That went all straight to the charity.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
All right. So, Milo, you ran a lot of cars over the years. You know, we talked about the Bob Pierce cars. And tell me about, you ran Harris cars. What about BHE? Did you have that just 1 year? What was the oddball chassis you ran?
I ran LG2 by Owens.
That's right. Okay.
I had
That was
a Jimmy
custom.
Owens LG2, and I had an MB Custom by Jimmy
Okay.
Mars,
He did have a GRT as well.
and I did have a GRT.
Now, the LG2, you kind of talked about how maybe, Jimmy Owens is my man. You can ask Pat. I got towed cars, Jimmy Owens, and we build our slot cars with Jimmy Owens. That's my guy. He's got Brandon Shepard, but I got Jimmy
Right.
Owens. But since he doesn't run a lot of modified shows, I mean, they're all focused on late model.
Yeah.
You don't have the information flowing back. Tell people that are out there watching right now, it's important when you got a rage car, you can get hold of Andy Eckrich, and they've got so many rages out there that are doing good right now. They've got all that good information flowing back.
Yeah.
And since you've got one of his cars, you have access to all that.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was the reason why I went to Rage with Andy and them guys, because Andy's around here.
Yeah.
He has seen me drive. He knows what racetracks I'm racing at. I can call MB Custom and talk to Jimmy Mars like, well, where's East Moline at? Or Davenport.
Right.
They never been here,
Right.
So
Or
it's
what
like,
kind of dirt or whatever.
So that's kind of why I went to Andy, and they're great people to work with. I mean, they treat you awesome, and he doesn't have time for everybody, and I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one person at a racetrack with 40 cars.
Right.
He might not get over to you, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
he'll apologize, or he'll call you the next day, hey, I see you were struggling or something, or you should have done this. So, I mean, the relationship with Andy and Precision is really great. It is, and that's the reason why I don't race a lot. So I wanted to, if I do get the race, at least I still want to be kind of up front,
Yeah.
in the top 10 at least.
Yeah.
Well, and you touched on something too, that you want to make sure that you get a car on the tires that we have to run here, which
Yes.
is different than the UMP tires.
absolutely,
So if
absolutely.
you're going to go run UMP with, down in Peoria and Farmer City and stuff, that's one thing. But that this car, that the Rage on the IMCA tire works, and so if it doesn't, at least you have that knowledge base,
Yeah,
right?
and that was the one thing with my Skyrocket. I could put them tires on it, and it didn't matter.
Right.
It was better than it was on the little tires.
Right.
So I was like in heaven because I didn't have to do anything. Put both tires on, take them off, put them on,
Yeah.
So I really haven't had to. I don't run UMP much no more, so I really don't know what it'd be like if I had to rage on them tires. And I'm figuring if they work good on the G60s, they're going to work really good on them UMP chain links.
We've got a couple of people asking if you've got any tires for sale.
I was eyeballing a couple of the brand new ones in the other room there. Right?
Yeah, if he leaves over here, he's got
That's
the car
right.
on Jackson.
That's right. They should have those in the safe right now.
I mean, Pat, think about it. You
Yeah.
got how many tires, brand new tires, to start out with?
Oh, yeah. I have six for
Six,
the race
that's
car.
it, baby.
Yeah, hey, and I'm happy with 6.
Yeah, I know, but you were lucky to get those.
Oh, I was very lucky.
You're
to
the
get
new
them.
guy coming in, and
I thought you were
talking
going to
about-
tease me about all the sprint car tires
Right.
because I have hundreds of.
He's
sprint
got like
car
a million
tires.
sprint car
That's
tires.
right. That's right. I have 6 tires.
But
start season.
you went to open house testing 2 night. You ran around on used tires.
That's
Pat.
right.
But
That's right.
hey, if you need tips on the Rage, you can not only talk to Andy.
That's right.
You got Milo.
Oh
over
yeah.
there.
Trust
Sit
me,
next to him.
I'm making notes. I'm making notes.
Now, how many times did you run that car last year, Milo?
6 times.
6 times. Were you happy with the car when you ran it? I mean, what do you like? What do you?
Well, when you take a new car out, there's always got to be your flaws.
Right.
So, like the first 3 weeks at East Moline, that was
Fuel issue.
horrible.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was okay, I'm old school, so that steering, that 6-to-1 crap
I love it.
Yeah.
is really weird for me. I got a weighted steering wheel in my car now.
Okay.
Because it was
Slow it down.
Too easy.
yeah, I'll slow it down. I was way too fast. So I go down the backstretch and it's going like that. And whoa, I didn't like that.
We also
So,
had brake issues.
You know, then I had some brake issues, you know. So once I got them figured out, I mean, I didn't go to the fall bash, but I went to Dubuque.
Yeah.
And I ran top 5 at Dubuque.
Okay.
And I think I ran 7th the last night because it was rubber down.
Okay.
Yep.
So it wasn't bad.
On the bottom.
And actually, Friday night, that's a funny story, is because I got off early from work. I took my car to Dubuque. Well, he had a big cross-country meet
Conference.
in Sterling at conference.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm like, all right. So I checked in. I drew a number 10. I'm like, oh boy, this is
Very
great.
in.
This
in.
is great. So my Uncle Charlie was there. So we drove all the way to Sterling to watch him race. You know,
Okay.
cross country, 3 miles
Yeah.
in 15 minutes. You know.
Yeah.
And then we left. We come back. Guess what?
What?
My heat race is pulling out on the track.
Oh, no. Come on.
You gotta be kidding me. I drove
Come
a 10.
You start front row.
Start the front row inside. My heat race just got on the track. Didn't make it. I'm like, all right, I'll try this semi. Go to start the car. Car won't start.
Oh.
What happened?
The main battery thing on the back,
Yeah.
it went out.
Oh.
That's like your
Away.
third one in 3 years.
So Dave Hammond came over. He's like, that sounds like it's, because I was trying to push start it and all that. He's like, sounds like you ain't getting no power. I'm like, everything's brand new on the car.
Yeah.
So I unhooked the main battery and put them together, fired right up.
Are you kidding?
So Friday was pretty much a wash,
Yeah.
and I drew a 10. Shane,
Wow.
that's what made me mad.
Man.
You missed out on a golden
I
opportunity.
missed out on a golden opportunity.
So Logan, you got to admit. So be real. When he came in and was complaining about the steering, did you jump on that? Did you say, "Hey, wheel flipper, what are you doing?"
no,
Calm
well,
down.
yeah, I definitely did.
Hey,
well,
wheel whacker, what
yeah,
are you doing?
well-
Slow down.
I came from go-kart, so fast steering anyways. So
Yeah.
I try to give him tips, and he's old school, so he don't listen. He thinks I don't know nothing. That's funny, but he started learning, and he's starting to listen to me a little bit because he's used to the old Skyrocket we drive on the right rear. Well, these new cars are right front dominant.
Right front,
So
yeah.
he doesn't have enough experience in them, but he's slowly started taking my advice into
Take him
consideration.
under your wing, Logan. will
Yeah, a
you?
little bit. Yeah. Well,
He'll
he's
get
starting
there.
to learn it now, and he's actually starting getting really good at it.
Very
The steering's
nice.
getting there. That weighted steering will help him. Otherwise, he was like he looked like a sawzall out there going back and forth.
And the funny thing is, I come in, he's like, "You're not driving it right." I said, "What do you
Sure
mean I'm
did.
not driving it right? You gotta get it on the nose. So I let him hot lap it. I'm like, "You get in it." He's like, "Nothing wrong with it."
I went in there. It was hot laps with bone slick at Dubuque, and I hot lapped it. It drove fine to me. Well, the only thing that scared me though is I pulled on the racetrack and I was adjusting my brakes, and the brake adjuster broke. So I didn't know my brakes were. So that was the only thing I was nervous to me. So I was going in slow, but it drove fine. I come back, I was
Nice.
like, "Car's perfect." I don't know what you're complaining about.
Milo,
Nice.
that season you won 30 features, you used all your luck up that
I,
year.
I think so, Shane. I absolutely think you're right.
Hey, Tom Fuller, the announcer from Makokata,
Yeah.
is watching. Shout out to Tom, and he wanted us to remind everybody that Saturday night is opening at Makokata.
All right.
They've had a bunch of things canceled as everybody else has, so it's supposed to be 70 degrees and beautiful.
And I
It'll
hope
be at
so.
Makokata Saturday.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have to watch that. So, Milo, let's get back to the tire issue. You're in the tire business. So, albeit not race tires, but are you having supply chain issues with the tires that you sell?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I can have a customer come in, want 4 tires. I can probably get her 2 right now.
Oh.
And then 2 next week.
What's going on? Are the manufacturers not able to get the rubber or the stuff that it
They
takes
just
to
said
make
it's a
tires?
shortage.
It's a shortage.
It's a shortage.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I mean, some tires I can get no problem. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing John Padilla.
Okay.
My light, I'm putting 4 tires on his trailer, and I got them. Them were fine. But, I had another person call, needed some 15-inch, and couldn't get a couple.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's just a shortage or what, but I do what I can do for them,
So now, have you got your tires for this season?
I got some of them. I got 9 of them right now.
Oh, okay.
So,
Doing better than
luckily.
Pat.
but we're gonna get. And we got a couple left over from Vegas.
Yeah,
so we're gonna
luckily.
use them up for
Yeah,
Vegas or whatever.
Yeah, that feature we had brand new ones, and we ran 11 laps, and they still had the nipples on them. So that was actually
Oh,
really
you're
good.
kidding me.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
11 laps, bone slick, and I like taking care of my tires, and I knew it was a longer race on a bigger track, so I was running like 6, 7, something like that, and I was like halfway, caution comes out, I was like, it's my go time. So, but caution kind of made a big wreck at the start of that one. But otherwise, rear tires are perfect. They're not even really used. Maybe,
Nice.
like I said, 11 laps.
Okay.
So then we're good.
So when is your first night going to be on the track this year then?
I would say probably going to be East Moline
Right,
next
gonna be
week.
East Moline.
Yeah.
This Sunday if they run?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's where it
And
should
that's
be.
because track meets on
Yes.
Friday?
Track meets are on Friday nights, so I
Okay.
won't be Davenport for a few weeks unless it gets moved or something happens, but at least the next 5 weeks I won't be at Downport.
Yeah. And I told him, like, we could race Saturday nights too, but I want him to enjoy his senior year. His friends.
Yeah.
You know, they got these cars that they're like Fast and Furious stuff, so they want to go out cruising around with their friends. You know, I mean,
I'm
racing's there forever,
shaking
you
my
know?
head.
That's
Yeah.
right.
This is a senior year, so I don't want to be too tough on them, you know, because people can get burned out.
Right.
They can.
And
Right.
they'll, you know, I mean, and
Right.
they lose all their, you know, teenage years. You know, let them go out and have fun. You know, but he'd race every night of the week. I mean,
right.
who wouldn't, right?
I know.
Or some, you know, or they don't.
So I told him, I
You
said,
know, they don't. They're in their 50s and they're still every day.
right. So I told him, I said, how can maybe Dad go race Saturday nights by himself? You know, just,
Yeah,
you know.
there you go.
I don't
So
care.
because sometimes he wouldn't even go with me on Saturday nights.
Yeah.
You know, it'd just be me and my cousin Eric and another guy, and he's like, got 11th, huh? I'm racing. That's a win for me.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
So Milo, East Moline and Davenport are going to let him run that Southwest Speed tire this year. It's $69.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was just
Yeah.
street stocks. I thought it
Yeah,
was just street stocks.
not modified, just street stock.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, why is there a $69 tire out there, and you guys are paying $155?
Yeah. Somebody's making some money, aren't
Somebody makes money, right?
they? That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah. Okay. So where do you get your tires these days? Do you get them at DeBills?
The
Or
Bills.
get them up there at
The
Andy's?
Bills or that Warehouse Motorsports,
Okay.
which is in Ames.
Yep.
He'll send them to me, and they're already psyched up and staggered and everything.
Now, what are they getting out of one of those
I
tires
think
right now?
they're like 135 or 140.
Okay,
per tire.
good.
That's not bad.
You
That ain't
know,
too
that's not
bad. Well, Pat, you better start writing some
Oh
of
yeah,
that stuff
trust me. I
down.
remember
Yeah.
that. I remember that. You know who I'm calling first thing in the morning.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they're really good. And
So, Milo, talk about your wife, too. What does your wife do?
she's a hairstylist.
Hairstylist.
Very cool.
And a very good one.
Yep.
And
Yep.
what is the name of her shop?
Element Barber and Salon.
Okay.
It's in East Moline.
Now, does any of that money work its way over to the race car budget?
For Logan, yes. For me, no.
Dad, no.
Funny how that
What
works,
the heck? Come
Logan
on.
needs a new helmet. Oh, yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
That's right.
Shit, I'm still running the same old one I had.
yeah.
She said I can be replaced. He can't. Oh, that's that.
That's
Hey,
amazing.
so tell me the crate motors. I mean, you ran UMP, you ran the open motors. How do you like the dependability of a crate motor, the cost of a crate motor versus an open motor?
Well, I like the crate cost.
Okay.
I hate racing a crate. It's just got no
Because
power.
just ain't
It's just no power. It's no fun. And you know, and some of these people that win on the crate are going to have a hard time winning with 750 horse.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I've won with the big motors and I've won with crate motors.
Yeah.
But I like it saves a pocketbook on the crates.
Yeah.
Makes
On the
racing
most
closer.
time now. Now they're going up. And you got to buy the headers, the carburetor, the alternator, and
All the crate stuff.
the
Yeah.
Jones stuff.
Crate
so really,
fan,
are
crate
they?
everything, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, I think my last IMCA motor from Mullins was 10,000. Well, I guarantee everybody's got 10,000 in a new crate with their headers and carburetor and stuff.
Isn't that the way it goes, though?
That's the way it
You know,
goes.
start out cheap, then it just keeps
It
going
keeps
up.
going.
Somebody's making money.
That's when
yeah.
somebody's making money,
Yeah.
you know. So that's when our transition this year went for Logan for a sport mod.
That's
We
my-
went
yep,
with the new
my option.
Mullins open motor, and it was his option to go to an open motor.
Yes.
So is that a flat top 350, or what do they got
Yep.
for the open motor
Yep,
option?
it's a 9-to-1.
9-to-1? Okay.
9-to-1 motor.
He asked me what I wanted, and I said I want a Mullins.
Good.
Yep, that's one thing he said. He said new car or new motor, and I was like, I want an open motor. I got killed at Vegas. I wasn't a big fan of them. I ran it a few times in Mark's cars. Wasn't a big fan of the open motor, but went to Vegas and I just got killed. Our miles per hour, the RPM killed me. So I was like, gotta make the switch.
Okay. So what carburetors are you guys running on the open motor?
Who
It's
barrel?
called it's 2-barrel. It's called
Yeah.
a Laverine or something
Okay.
like that. That's what it got. I don't know. I got it from the ones that Franzen runs and Brand Wick and Anderson.
Sure.
And you guys.
Yep.
And then, you know, on your crate, Milo,
Mm-hmm.
what carburetor can you run on those?
I run a 4-barrel alcohol.
Okay.
And it's a Larry's
Oh, okay.
is what I run on my.
Now, alcohol versus gas. What's gas running these days?
We run 93 in the crate.
Yeah?
So which wasn't bad, but I think they're like $10, $10.50 a gallon now.
Okay.
For the 110 or $12. I don't know. Somebody was telling me it's like $100 for 5 gallons.
Oh, man. And then what about the alcohol?
The alcohol, I can buy a barrel usually at the Bills for like $2.25.
Oh,
55 gallons
geez.
rum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, it's harder on your equipment because you got to
Right.
run the top lube and all that stuff in it. But $225, that's 55 gallons.
Right.
But it burns a lot faster, so you have to buy more.
Yeah.
So it equals out at the end of the day.
That's good.
Yep. Hey, one of the things I always like to ask people, the number. Where does your number come from?
Well, my number came. My dad raced only a few times. And most time I don't even think he even was very good anyways. I think maybe 5 or 6 times. And we're real big Richard Petty fans.
Yeah.
Okay?
Nice.
And so that's where that number comes
Nice.
from. And I gave him the option to any number he wanted,
Yeah.
you know, but he wanted to keep that. And he actually met Richard Petty.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If
Yes.
you look at that, there's a picture right there.
When I was
Kelly.
like little.
See it right there? That's a picture of him and Richard Petty.
Yep.
Fantastic.
And I have
That
I have
is
it
awesome.
signed too
They have it
at one
signed.
in my room.
Yep, that's a duplicate
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But
He went
yeah.
down there to see the museum, and they were closing up, so Richard wasn't there.
So
And
we
so
drove
he-
by his house.
We went by his house and stuff, and he seen Richard coming out, and they yelled for Richard, and he come over and gave him a picture.
That's
and,
Yeah.
amazing.
Ain't that
That
Yeah.
is amazing.
Oh, they were in North Carolina. I didn't go.
Yeah.
And they're calling like, "Oh, we gotta meet Richard." I'm like, "Oh man, you gotta."
No,
be
at,
kidding."
at first he was like, no, you didn't. He was like, send a picture. So I sent him a picture, and he goes, are you kidding me? I was like, nope.
Hey, shout out Chris Whitmer watching from Iowa City. Guys, if you're watching this either on Facebook or on YouTube, please make sure you like and share. It helps us all. Support not only Done Right TV and your local tracks, but also make sure that you support the sponsors of each and every race team that you are a fan of or that you follow here on Done Right TV and all the tracks that Kelly covers.
So, Logan, how do you train for running these days?
Gaunt run.
Gaunt run.
Lot of hills, and we're starting to get to speed work now where we're starting to do like 200s and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a transition hard on your body.
You got any cool stories from when you were out running?
Just meets, just elbowing and having the push and shoving kind of matches. I've gotten pushed into a pole a few times, and I got flipped
Where's some
over.
racing?
Oh yeah, push and shove, and another kid tried cutting me off, and I was already there, and we kind of pushed and shoved each other, and he told his coach that I pushed him, and then a picture revealed that he cut me off. So he actually got in trouble for that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The cross country is real hard because you take off. You know, you might go, 100 yards before you come into the one little
Right.
spot.
Yeah.
So they're all pushing
And what sucks about me is that most of the time I'm running against kids that are 6'3", double my weight, long leg. So I'm pushing at their at their abdomen and stuff like that. They're pushing me over like I'm a little kid. I'm only 5'6",
Yeah.
So, but it's definitely kind of funny me running next to them guys. I mean, they're super tall. You're looking like way up in the sky.
And the thing is he goes to school every day, Shane, and honor roll, good grades.
Good.
He comes home, works on the rap stuff.
Race car.
Comes to the race car, does that. After practicing until 5:36, got doing 3 to 8 miles a day.
Man,
so, and I'm a little harder on him, but he does a lot.
You gotta be proud.
A lot of work.
I don't think I lay down for bed until like midnight, 1 o'clock, and I gotta be up at school by 7:30.
My God.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
That's
spread
all
thin.
going to change when you get in your 60s.
Well, here's the thing is, Shane, we got him and we got my cousin's son, and he's 17, 18. We got our nephew, he's young, a couple kids from school. They get the car ready, check it over. I always go back and check it over, but nobody changes the gear because they can't pick it up and put it in the car.
Yeah.
Hey,
They
what's
unloosen the
that all
bolt and
about?
pull the axles. They had the gears ready to come out. I'm like, you got to lift. We probably
Well,
did it on our
that's
backs
right.
and our stomachs 100 times.
Well, see,
Yeah.
I feel like that's actually easier pushing off your stomach. It's the fact that you have to pull it up here.
Yeah.
It's too much, and especially for a runner of my size,
Yeah.
you don't want to be really heavy. Actually, the lighter you are, the better you are, because it's
Right.
more muscle
Makes
per
sense.
inch.
Yeah.
So I'm not supposed to bulk a lot. I'm not supposed to have a lot of muscle. So when I go to the gym, I'm over there doing a lot of reps instead of heavy weights.
Okay.
So right now in my life, I really not supposed to be lifting that gear up by myself. So he can actually do
Now,
that.
does that sound convincing or
just
what,
gonna
Kelly?
say,
Sounds like a sales pitch.
But I'm going to steal
You want me to
it.
go to
That's
state, I don't
right.
have to change the gear.
That's right. There you go. I like
Hey,
that.
Patrick, you don't look like you bulked up much for races. Oh, yeah, I don't want to have to lift the gear.
Yeah.
I learned I got this new theory. I'm not lifting that gear.
So, Milo, do you have any good stories about life out on the road? And some of the, I remember going down to Peoria Speedway one night, and we'd won 13 features in a row, and they hated us. And so Chuck Struby in the 38 special, there was like 100 Strubies down there at Peoria. He's leading the feature, laps are winding down, black slick racetrack. He goes in the center, and I come in a little hot and kind of nudged him, and he did one of those slow spins the infield. But man, when I got down to the pit area, there was I'm not kidding you, 40 people packed around the race car. They all wanted to fight. And, we ended up getting the car loaded up. We strapped her down. The cops were down there, and they said, hey, we'll give you an escort out to the 280, or out to the interchange. It was like 4 474?
474, yeah.
474. And then you're on your own. But did you have any stories where you had crazy stuff like
Actually,
that happen?
I never really had much stories. Obviously, you know, I'm not well liked. So I've had my run-ins with people. We're racing in LaSalle one night, and I'm leading the feature. And I go in the corner. It's on the bottom, so I hit and brake a little harder than normal.
Sure.
I'm the leader. I can do what I want.
Yeah.
And I win the feature. Nathan Balasiffin got second.
Okay.
So we load up. We're heading back home. I pull into the truck stop thing to get some fuel, and some old lady in a caravan comes flying in there. And wants to know, are you the driver of that 43 car? I was like, yeah. She goes, why was you brake checking going in the corner? You caused that guy. I'm like, who are you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she's like, well, I just followed you from LaSalle all the way here. I'm like,
Wow.
you were
Kinda
brake
scary.
checking going in the corner. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you know,
whatever.
You know what I
Love
mean?
it.
So then we got to talking, and the next week, I waved at her. I see her sitting in the same spot. We call her the truck stop lady, what we call her.
Yeah.
And she follows me on Facebook, I think. And but that was one of the craziest things I ever had. Somebody followed me to this truck stop.
That's my
Jeez.
new favorite story.
You know what I mean?
love that.
And
Is my
she
new
was
favorite story.
she was a bigger, older lady, and just come right up to my window.
These fans are passionate, man.
Yes,
Yes.
they
Yes.
are. Yes, they
They
are.
absolutely are.
So,
It's
we
just
love it.
crazy, you know what I mean? I've had my run-ins with people, but I mean, it's just normal racing stuff.
Yeah, and Jake Smith says some of the best battles he's ever seen were with Brian Buchong and you at Bluegrass.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we
Yeah.
had some great ones. Great battles with Lee. Now I race Leland in the open
Yeah.
wheel.
Yeah.
You have to run in his
Yep.
racing his son for so many years, and we did have some good battles.
Yeah.
We really did.
And Tom Fuller says he also posted our show to the Airs site. So shout out to all the guys that follow the Airs Racing Series.
Yeah.
Great show, great racing. I love those guys.
Had
And
Brian and
shout out
Emily
to
on
them.
last year.
Oh,
We
yeah.
had
That's
a good
right.
time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, love the Airs Series.
So Jeff Peterson up at East Moline Speedway, man, that was a track I cut my teeth on. Had a lot of success there. It's really my favorite track. When Bob Tone was up there, he really brought big league late model racing and paid the high purses to get the cars there that put the fans up in the stands.
Oh, yeah.
He's got his hands full. I'm proud of what he's done up there. Do you know of any changes for this season? I'd heard he brought in some new dirt.
I heard that too. Some new dirt.
Well, he
and,
did bring him some last year, and it made the track way better. Like the last 6 races, they were
It
two
was
two lane bottom top. You can run a middle,
Yeah.
not rough. I enjoyed it. That's probably one of the best I've seen in a while.
Okay.
Very nice.
Good. And Milo, your first night's going to be up at East Moline too, or?
No, I'll probably just venture maybe to Burlington or something. I
Sure.
don't want to cut my teeth up there yet. They're not ready for me yet. You know what I mean? They're not ready for me yet. But I'm going to go back up there. I get calls all the time saying,
Sure.
"Hey, you coming back to East Moline?
Sure.
We miss
Got a lot of
watching
fans up there.
Yeah, even if I don't win, I mean, I'm gonna bang the wall down regardless.
Yeah.
You
Very
know
nice.
what I mean? I don't care if it's
There
a
you
new
go.
car, old car, or what. It don't matter.
Hey, so what about your brother? Is your brother, is he ever going to get back into racing, or?
No, I don't
what's-
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brother Justin, he racing.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
racing sport mod.
Right.
Yep.
Yep, he's racing, so he'll be there. We're putting a body on his car and
Yeah.
stuff. So we still got all 3 of us. I mean, I don't know. It's probably tough for him racing with his nephew. Right. You know what I mean? Because they get, it's
Well-
just, I don't know. I don't know if I would like it. You know what
Well,
I mean?
Justin's older, so he should kind of get priority over.
No, but it's just family. So like,
Yeah.
you're racing that side by side. Do you nudge them out the way, or
Yeah.
or do you wait for them to mess up? I mean, that's how it's following your family, I guess.
It'll make it fun at the family reunion.
That's right.
Oh, man,
Thanksgiving's
yeah.
a blast.
Absolutely.
Right. Now, we camp out at Shady Lakes out in New Windsor.
Yep.
Who is Ray? Is that a relative of yours?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is
okay.
my uncle. That's my dad's.
Your uncle,
My
okay.
dad's brother.
Okay.
Very
All
nice.
right.
Yep.
Yeah, he camps, right down from
Ray
us.
and
They got
Rhonda?
yeah, they got like 400 campers out there, but they're like, I could throw a rock and hit his camper. And I
Really?
always thought, man, that's got to be Milo's
Yep.
relative.
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
He'll stop by every once in a while and see where we're racing at and stuff.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yep.
Good. All right.
Hey, of all of the tracks that you've run, what's your all-time favorite? You've run a lot of them.
I run a lot of them. The best, I think the fastest one and the best one I like is Deer Creek.
Really?
I ran the USMTS
Nice.
there. I went to the Fall Jamboree 7 years in a row, and
My
that
God.
was awesome. Awesome. With running with Shryock and Henia and all them guys, Hughes, Drips, great time.
Best of the best.
Best of the best. And nowadays they got them tarps over their cars. You know what? Shryock would win or Henia, he'd walk right up to that car right when he got done. Jack, put on, go and do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
You know, they don't care. They didn't care. You know, it was just great. You know, I mean, we made a couple of features there at the Fall Jamboree and stuff, but you know what? It was all about the memories and getting a lot more experience with them guys.
Very cool.
It's awesome.
Very cool. Logan, what about you?
I think probably Davenport.
Nice.
Because you can move around 2 lanes and you got the best of best cars. But if you want to have a show, definitely East Moline. If you get the right group of cars and the right attitude, you can slicing and dicing, and especially ones because there's a wall.
Yeah.
Not a lot of tracks have walls anymore. So
right.
with that, it confines you. There's nowhere to go. You have to go somewhere.
Love it.
Yeah, boy, the one thing about East Moline was, man, you got to bang that wall if you want to
Yes.
go fast.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
just got to learn how to bang the wall.
And there's some people that's scared of it. You know, like,
Yeah.
oh, I was up by the wall. No, you wasn't.
Nope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's really good at it now, but he's watched me do it for so many years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Oh.
he really likes it. He loves the top like that. He always looks at me like, that's up the bottom. He's like, you know,
I'm going
he's
in.
looking at that top. Everybody looks, you know, shame when you're running second.
Yeah.
Like, man, that top looks good. Why am I down here catfishing where I should be up
Oh,
on the
yes.
top? You know, East Moline's always on the top at 1 and 2, and it gets a tire at 3 and 4. You know what I mean? So it's changing a lot at East Moline. That's what we like about it. You know, he's won races on the top all the way around the racetrack.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's very cool.
I think it was the UMP invasion, or it was a cheaters night. I was second row outside, and the leader was on the top. Car went off the top. And the first time we went around caution, he missed the top. So second time he did the same thing. Well, I buried it in there, pushed 3 wide first corner, and caution came out right after that.
Yeah.
He was yelling at me I can hear him through the stand, making a stupid move, but there was a whole car length out there. And he kept yelling at me, ended up winning. Came back, he's still yelling at me. Watched the video, he goes, yeah, I would have done the same thing. Up there sparking the wall, making it 3 wide down the
Well,
backstretch.
you know, it's the first lap, so I was take it easy,
Yeah.
don't be dumb. You know, anything can happen. You know what I mean? It was like that at Davenport, Shane. He ran 4th or 5th in the heat race.
Oh,
Didn't make
man,
the
yep.
show.
All right.
And I told him, you know, I don't care. We ran a 583 gear there. That's how you gotta have a 583
Nope.
gear off the bottom, man. You're
Can't
good,
do it.
right?
Told him no.
So they come back and he's like yelling at me, the gear, I'm hitting the chip too much. I ain't got no miles per
Well, I was
hour.
hitting it like at the
I told him,
flag
"All
stand."
right, here's what we're gonna do. And I said, you shut up. You sit in the car because you got a B-main. So I'll change that damn gear for you and put a gear you want in the car.
I started outside front row.
We started outside front row and won by a straightaway. Come back, I'm like, all right.
So then-
what gear you need for that one?
So and then I started a feature, and I think
Love it.
I started a feature, and I was what was that, like 13th was that? And I got like 5th, and I was catching them quick, and I was like, don't ever. I'd choose a gear.
Yeah.
I'm the driver.
Yeah, okay. Because he drives differently than I do.
He drives.
I
you
just
know,
See, he don't like the
Because
top.
me, I like the bottom. I'm not a top guy. You know
I
what I mean?
just love
Yeah.
the young and dumb comment. I'm like, come on, Dad. Come on, Dad.
like-
you remember when we were his age?
Well, like he
I
always
mean,
complains about like why are you on the top? The top don't work. Everyone else makes the top work. Why can't I? He's like, you can't see. It's not good. It's not fast. You're gonna hit it, mess up. Well, when I hit it, mess up. I mess up, but I gotta try it. I'm not gonna follow the leader.
When I was racing before he really started to race, you know, every week, he'd come first one at my window. What are you doing on lap 8? What are you doing on the bottom?
I
of lap
sure
8?
did.
I said, I'm gonna tell you what.
Love it.
Your time's coming. And I was
there
the
you go.
first one at that window net. So
Dad,
what are you doing
your
on
wheel
lap 8?
weapon. Your wheel weapon, Dad.
No.
What are you doing?
Yeah, no, he'd be
Love it.
he'd be running the top for like every lap. He'll go to the bottom and he'll get passed on top. The one time he goes to the bottom, I'm like, why'd you go bottom? He goes, oh, it looked good. I'm like, but you were leading. You know what's passing you. Why'd you move?
Yeah.
So now he does it to me, but it's
Trying the groove.
Love
out.
it.
Yeah,
It's back and forth.
Father-son thing, you know.
That's right. Turnabout's fair play.
especially on
And
the
it
setup,
keeps you
too.
honest too. It keeps you honest.
especially on our
Love
setups
it.
too. He
I
likes to
tell
set
the
up.
kids they're right. You know that.
Yeah.
You know,
like
and
ours.
we talked about family a lot last weekend, especially when we were in the pits. And that's one of the beautiful things about this sport, though, is that name another activity that we could do that you guys could have that interaction and be as close as you are. You know, I mean, you can go to his track meets and stuff, and they're great. You know,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, but you guys don't get to participate together.
Right.
that.
No,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
That's one of the beauties too.
Exactly.
to this
And
type
he
of-
doesn't
of
want me
sport.
to quit racing yet
Right.
until he races 1 year with me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my
Hey,
goal.
I like
I
that.
said, I don't like that because
Yeah.
I'll pay for both of them. So you might get dumped.
Nice. I can see
So
that
it's like
coming.
just 1 year, just let me just race you a couple times. That's all I ask.
Again,
That is what
putting
I
that
asked.
in my
Yeah.
notebook. You remember that?
There you go.
I'm thinking, wait a minute. If I see them two in front of me, I'm like,
Yeah.
hold on a second. I remember
Okay.
that. I remember that comment.
Oh yeah.
Go to the safe zone. Pat.
Safe zone. Safe zone.
Did you ever race against your brother?
Yeah, all the time. Yep.
That was okay.
I tell you what, He's probably watching. You know, we got in fights. And, you know, my mom always backed my brother. She's like, you know, oh, you're doing something different to your car than your brother's car, and that's why, you know. And I'm like, Mom, whatever. You know, I mean, what do you do? But there's, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you got that killer instinct, and I'm out there to win.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't care if it was my, you know, my brother, my cousin, my, you know, I'm out there to win.
Yeah.
So, Milo, tell me, where do you see yourself 5 years, 10 years down the road? I mean, we talked about your age. How many more years you want to do this stuff?
Not many more, Shane.
Okay.
To be honest with you, this year, you know, I'm gonna race a little bit more, and we'll see how it goes. But I mean, I be honest with you, I don't even care if I race again and win. Watching him do what he does and him taking it to the next level is better than any of the 6 Whedons I've won or any of the races. You know, people ask me, "Oh, you're washed up. You're broke."
You know.
No. I'm doing it for my son. My time, I can back away.
Yeah.
It's his time now.
That's nice.
You know what I mean? Most people are freaking, you know, what do you call it? Like, what's the word for it? They're selfish.
Right.
Let's say. I haven't been selfish in the last 3 years because I want him to, it's for him, not for me.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you.
You know.
And, you know, people, that's human nature. I mean, when you're dominating all the time, you know, it's driving them nuts, and all of a sudden, you know, you're not winning every night.
Right.
And so, you know, it's easy for people to throw stuff like that at you.
Absolutely.
But, you know, I've had people say to me, like, man, why don't Gary Webb retire? I said, you know, who cares? You know, the guy's, you know, he's NASCAR Dodge Weekly National Champion, IMCA Champion, Dairy Series, track champions, you know, 500 wins. I mean, who cares if you ever win another race? Because, Milo, you've won it all. You've won an IMCA. You've won in UMP. Who cares?
Right, exactly.
I mean, you know, so just go out and do your thing. And, hey, when your days, you know, it's time to hang up the
You'll know.
helmet, you'll know.
And the thing is, you know, Shane, you're right. I have won a lot of them, and it don't matter to me no more. But people still say, hey, why ain't you back to East Small Lane? We miss you.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, they're thinking, you know, I'm washed up and don't want to race no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just funny, you know, how that goes.
Yeah. Nice.
Well, Milo, if I had a car right now and I had a brand new race car, I mean, you'd be a guy I'd put in that car because you know, I watched you win a lot of those races, and I think you still got a lot of gas in your tank. You know, I can say this one thing. When we were racing all the time, I'm talking about we were racing several days a week. When you're in that car, you have such an advantage over the guy who just runs Friday night or Saturday night. I mean, you and that car become one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, I guess what I'd say is you helping your son has kind of hurt you a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's okay.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, if I go out there and I win a couple of heat races, I'm cool, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, do I want to, does it aggravate me when I get passed by some of these guys? Like, yeah, because I know I can still race with them.
Yeah.
But when we take both cars someplace and he gets a second or a third, I'm already good for the night.
That's
you know
what
what I
it's
mean?
all
Or
about.
wins.
Yeah.
They're like, what do you want to do to your car? Just put gas in. I'm good.
Nice.
And I go out there and look like crap, and he's like, well, why are you junk? Well, because I spent 150% on your car and about 2% on my car.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that, though.
And
Shane.
that's
I really
okay,
am.
though, right?
Yeah, I
Love it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
absolutely.
what a change. Well, man, I'm proud of you, Milo. I'm proud of your son. I'm proud of the direction you're going. You know, it's kind of a maturing thing. As a father, I mean, you got Griff coming up,
that's
Pat. And, you know, you love your children. You want to see them do the best.
Yep.
And, you know, it's nice that you're not looking at yourself and putting all the focus on your race car.
Right.
But you're getting your son going, because I'm going to tell you what, he's got a lot of years left behind the wheel if he chooses to stay behind the wheel.
And a
Absolutely.
really bright future. Really,
Absolutely.
really bright future.
Yeah.
You are the future.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, any closing words here, Milo? We're winding this thing down.
Nope, I just
Logan?
appreciate you guys, you know, giving his time to come out
Yeah,
here. And check
heck
our
yeah,
place
we had a
out.
good time.
I want to thank all the people watching, and, you know, Kelly and Done Right TV, and, you know, all the family and friends and everybody else. I appreciate it, and we'll be to the track soon.
Any major sponsors of your racing operation you want to make sure that you give the shout out to while we
Sure,
have it
you
in
want to
here?
do 'em?
Yeah. Thanks, Jumping Monkeys, Topsoil, R&V Gutters, Quality Lawn Care, and Von Dresky and Choppers.
Fantastic.
I like that.
And guys, please make sure that you keep those companies in mind when you're choosing their products. You support them, support these guys. It helps support us and the sport that we love.
Hey, when you're making race plans this weekend, you know, Friday night, opening night over there at Davenport Speedway. No races at West Liberty. They'll be back racing on May 7th.
That's right.
So it'd be a nice time to make a trip up from Kokota.
Saturday.
They always put a good show on up there. But God bless you, all of you race fans. We appreciate you tuning into the show and watching us every week. And please like and share all you can. Lee County coming up here too. Kelly just reminded me.
That's right.
They've got a 2-day show coming up, so check out Lee County. A lot of great tracks out there. Done Right TV. I mean, how many shows do we have this year as far as track coverage goes, Kelly?
I don't have them all loaded yet, but 70-some.
70-some
That's
shows.
amazing.
That's
That's
it's
absolutely
just
amazing.
pretty amazing. And then, when we look at the numbers, I know the first show Pat and I did, we were at 213 people, or some abysmal number like that. Last year we hit a point where we were running about 6,000 a show. We appreciate each and every one of you that tune in and watch our show here each and every week. So God bless you all. This is your announcer Shane Davis and our buddy Pat Moore. Pat, that's about it.
That sounds great, buddy. Please, again, one last plug. Make sure that you like and share. Shout out to all the people that left comments. I know we didn't get to all of them, but we do appreciate it. Please make sure that you like and share, and we look forward to seeing everybody next week.
And one thing I want to mention, too, before we go off the air, we did find out Jim Buman, driver of the number 20, used to run late model over there at Hawkeye Raceway over in Bluegrass back in the 80s, passed away yesterday. So we just want to say our thoughts and prayers go out to the family of, another racing legend passing on, Jim Buman, and especially thoughts and prayers going out to his son. So with that being said, this is Shane Davis saying thanks for tuning in, and I'll be seeing you around the track. Thank you.